Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on the morning show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show. There are going to be a whole lot of happy listeners this morning because of all the groups that we play on this show. One of our very favorites has been our featured artist all week long. And I'm happy to say they are right here with us right now. It's none other than 11th hour. Well, at least 2 out of 3 are here. Good morning, Amber and Victoria.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, which one's which? So I can identify your voices. Amber, say good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Victoria.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep you two apart. This may get a little challenging, but you know,
Victoria's the one the accent's gonna be a little bit stronger.
Okay, I got it. Hey, our show is only 15 months old, and I don't know why it's taken us 15 months to have you as guest on our show, even though we have had Victoria. She's been on before, but 11th Hour is truly, truly one of our favorite groups, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. We've said that many times on the show. I think you have elite vocals, the very best songs, and the most passion of any group out there. I mean that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, just a little summary. This is by no means conclusive, but you've had countless hits on the Singing News charts. You've been nominated for Favorite Trio. Amber has been nominated for Favorite Soprano. And for the record, Amber, you are my favorite soprano in all of gospel music. If it were up to me, which it is not, but if it were, awards would be capped after so many years because we do have more than 2 good sopranos in Southern gospel music. But that's another debate for another day. You are deserving of the award, and in our book, you are the best. At least you're our favorite, Amber.
Well, you are so sweet. And listen, I've heard you sing along with your precious boy, and I'm a big fan.
Well, I appreciate that. Tate was so excited to meet you at convention. That was the first time he's ever been to the Quartet convention, and he had just a few people on a very short list that it was his goal to meet that week, and 11th Hour was on that very short list. Everybody else was just fluff. Everybody else was just extra, but he was super excited about 11th Hour. And we've told a funny story on our show. I could not find Tate. I got caught up speaking to Nick Bruno. I love Nick Bruno. And I got caught up talking to him, and I turned around and I could not find Tate anywhere. And I spent several minutes in a panic where I could not find Tate. Eventually he came, walking along. I said, Tate, where have you been? Oh, Mama, I got caught up doing a Facebook Live with 11th Hour. Well, I could not say a word after that. I mean, what do you say to that?
That's partly our fault. We did that to him.
Well, he got in no trouble about that. So we had a good laugh about that. We want to focus on this latest album for a few minutes, Anthem of the Ages. It's been out a little over a year. I remember when it came out. I'm thinking last January, but I know it's been over years. But you've had great success with this album, right?
We have, yes. We actually started some of the songs before the album even come out. It was during COVID that we released I Know It's Mine, Bring That Giant Down, and then we slowly, as things started opening back up, did more songs. And of course Victoria was hired, Logan left, and we hired another guy, and so through the transition we got all these songs compiled together and out. So yeah, it was a long process, but we made it. Yeah.
It's one thing. 11th Hour has great albums. I mean, and you don't waste any songs. I think I mentioned that to Victoria when she was on the show a few weeks ago. There are no wasted songs on an 11th Hour album. Every song is valuable. Every song is precious. And you did it again with Anthem of the Ages.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's one of the most important parts of a project is your song selection.
For sure.
And that's the hardest part too for an artist is, picking the right songs and picking the songs that we think are going to, reach the audience and minister to them the most.
But more than that, we write I would say a majority, but we, at this point, we write all of our music now, and we actually have to live these songs before they're even penned to paper. And sometimes that's the most challenging part.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I would imagine so. I've always thought there was a lot more pressure on the songwriter than the singer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
I was
kudos to all those songwriters out there.
yeah. And I was going to ask you guys about how many on this album you wrote, and we will. Let's take a little break. I want to play the title cut off of the album, Anthem of the Ages. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to talk about some of these specific songs, and we're going to find out just how many these girls wrote. So don't go anywhere. Here's Anthem of the Ages.
There's a melody that's ringing down the holy avenues. It fills the halls of heaven with glorious words of truth. It rumbles like a thunder. It's powerful and sweet, and it echoes on resounding with perfect harmony. It's the anthem of the ages, giving honor to the King. A song of adoration, all the angels sing, and every voice in heaven shouting praise forevermore. The anthem of the ages, holy is the Lord, holy is the Lord. It rang before creation as the angels sang alone, worshiping in wonder the Lamb upon the throne. And every soul that's ransomed, you can hear it loud and strong. There will never be a moment when it's not ringing on. It's the anthem of the ages, giving honor to the King. A song of adoration, all the angels sing, and every voice in heaven shouting praise forevermore. The anthem of the ages, holy is the Lord, holy is the Lord. Holy, 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 holy. It's the anthem of the ages, giving honor to the King. A song of adoration, all the angels sing. It's the anthem of the ages, giving honor to the King. A song of adoration, all the angels sing. Every voice in heaven shouting praise forevermore. The anthem of the ages, holy is the Lord, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy.
All right, you are writers. All of you are writers. Is that right? Even Garrett? Is Garrett a writer
Yeah,
too?
all three of us are writers. Yep.
And I want to say this, Garrett's not on the interview. He probably has the baby, and we're going to talk about the baby in a minute. I don't know that for sure, but we're going to talk about Finney in a minute. But Amber is the lead singer. We already know Victoria; she's the alto, and then Garrett has recently joined the group because Logan Smith was there for a long time, but now it's Garrett. So that's the three singers.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So all three of you write. Did you write everything on this album?
Let me think. Everything but Anthem of the Ages.
I just came to talk with you, Lord.
Anthem of the Ages.
that's
and I
right.
just came to talk to
Yeah,
Lord.
and we're going to talk about
That's
that
an old
one.
Donnie Rambo song.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that specifically in just a little bit. The first single that came from the project was, as you said, released way before the album ever came out. I have a whole lot of 11th Hour favorite songs, but this one is right up there in my top 3 maybe favorite of all time. I Know It's Mine. It did extremely well for the group. It's a wonderful dynamic song. Tell me about this one. Did y'all write this one?
We did. I wrote it with Kenna West and Jason Cox. If you know anything about my writing, I don't write alone. I wrote one song alone, and that was Adam's Fall. And to make a long story short, I felt like the Lord had me write that one by myself. And that's the only one I'll write by myself, simply because that was my salvation song. I literally got saved after writing that song.
Wow.
And so God used that to save me. But anyway, I write a lot with Kenna and Jason. And this song we wrote in the middle of COVID. And everybody, just felt defeated, was down. And we all needed reminding, look, the victory's already been won.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not defeated. And if the victory's already been won by Jesus, then we know it's ours to claim.
Yeah.
So that's just, and we still carry that today, because there's still a lot of defeated people out there. And we just have to remind ourselves, especially as believers, we have the victory at the end of this thing. I mean, we may have a lot of battles, but we've won the war,
Yeah. There seems to be a very strong theme of victory in 11th hour songs, in your albums. That just seems to be a theme of yours.
Yes.
Yeah, that's strong.
Well, we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
We each individually and together. I mean, we've been through a lot of things that the Lord has given us victory over and through. And, Amber and I both have similar testimonies of how, and even Garrett, how the Lord delivered us from depression and anxiety, things like that. And, it's when you come through your hardest tests that you have your biggest testimonies.
Well, this is a killer song. We love it. We still play it on the morning show all of the time. So let's just stop and play it right now. It's sure worth listening to over and over. Here's 11th Hour. It's off that latest project. Here's I Know It's Mine. And Amber, when you write with people like Kenna West and Jason Cox, you just can't go wrong, right?
You're right about that. They're great.
You're going to get a great song every single time. Just like this one. I Know It's Mine.
So many battles around us, pressing on every side. Sometimes God calls us to stand still, but sometimes He calls us to fight. So I'll hold to the promise He's with us. Like this. Oh, and I'm marching out as a soldier with a song of praise on my lips. I'm gonna sing, gonna lift up His name.
right, we want to know about Finney. Now, Garrett and Amber, they have a baby. He's still new. I don't think he's a year old yet, is he?
He's not. He's 8. He'll be 8 months old next week.
8 months old. What's it like traveling with an 8-month-old? How did this change things up on the bus? It had to make a big difference.
Well, I will say I'm no longer the boss of the group. It is definitely
It's
him.
Finney.
He rules the nap times, the sleep times, and the feeding schedule times.
Oh yeah,
But
he's a good baby though.
he really is. He was. I take into consideration the way that he was when he was in my womb. We literally were on the road. We sang. I mean, he knew that there was movement and constant, like, I guess, the feeling of the road.
Mhm.
And I was raised that way too, just kind of on a bus and traveling. Victoria was too. And so now that he's been born, I think he just adapted to that. And that's the word I could use for him. He's very adaptable. He loves people. He's a good baby. And he came 5 weeks early, and things could have been way different, but he not once had any trouble. And still to this day, he's been a very healthy and good baby. So I'm thankful.
Well, I have seen his picture. He is a little doll. And I also saw on Facebook some pictures of Victoria asleep, and she had him on the bus. So it looks like to me it's just a joint effort. The whole group is helping to raise Finney, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Aunt Vic loves baby times.
He's
I have a
everybody's
feeling-
baby.
I have a feeling in the future, Vic will be the one getting the whoopings, not him, because she'll be spoiling him.
Yeah, probably.
Well, growing up in the industry, everybody is going to love him just right off the bat. I could, hey, at
Oh, yeah.
convention, he was the really little at convention, and everybody was already a fan of
Uh-huh.
Finney at
Oh,
the
yeah.
NQC. So
Oh, yeah.
anyway, I know it makes everything a whole lot of fun to have that baby there.
It brings a lot of joy, that's for sure.
Yeah. So when days are a little bit gloomy, when you've got a baby around, it just perks things up, doesn't it?
Sure,
Yeah, it
absolutely.
does. All right, here's another fun one off the album, Whosoever Will May Come. This one was a single at one time, wasn't it?
It was, yes. We wrote this song specifically for Logan. We had him in mind, and I don't think there's anybody better that could sing this song. So yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah. Here it is. It's just a lot of fun, and it's Eat Up Southern Gospel. Here it is, 11th hour, Whosoever Will May Come.
There's a call going out to you and me, to the rich and poor, to the least of these, saints and sinners, everyone, every single whosoever will make out. If you're thirsty, come to the river of life and drink. There's a healer who will meet your every need. Welcome. There's an open invitation for everyone, no matter who you are or what you've done. Every single whosoever will make come. There's a Savior standing, arms open wide, beckoning all to come and dine. Every nation, tribe, and tongue, every single whosoever will may come. If you're thirsty, come to the river of life and drink. There's a healer who will meet your every need. Welcome. There's an open invitation for everyone, no matter who you are or what you've done. Every single whosoever will may come. Come, mother, father, sister, brother, come. Jesus' love is like no other. Come. If you're hungry, there's a table. Come. If you're thirsty, come to the river of life and drink. If you're hurting, there's a healer who will meet your every need. All are welcome. There's an open invitation for everyone,
All right, there's one more song that I briefly wanted to talk about. I don't want to keep you too long this morning, but there's an old Dottie Rambo song on this album. I've known it all my life. I've heard several artists sing it and record it for that matter, but I've never heard it sung any better than you sing this song. I just came to talk to you, Lord. I wanted to ask you, did you have a special connection with Dottie Rambo? Are you specially connected with her music, or was this just a random choice?
Actually, growing up, I traveled. This is Victoria. I traveled and sang with my family for over 20 years before I went solo and then joined the group. And my mom's favorite singer has always been Dottie Rambo. And so I actually grew up on the Rambo songs and her stuff in particular. But when I joined the group, I had about a month leading up to getting on the bus for the first time. I had to learn over 50 songs, all these great 11th hour songs, and was getting everything, together, make sure I had everything right. And Amber texted me about a week before, and she said, "Hey, so we're doing this video intro of, announcing you as our newest alto, and we would love for you to learn one more song." And I said, "Are you kidding?" but looking back, I'm glad that she did, because honestly, this has become one of my favorite old songs. And when I started singing it, it just took on a brand new meaning. And actually, the cut that you hear on the album is the first time that we had ever sang that song together. Ever.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
And and if you watch the video, it's the audio from the actual announcement video. So if you watch that, it was our first time at the time, me, Amber, and Logan singing together, and it was just such a special moment that honestly we got finished, and there was just so much emotion that even the cameramen were in tears.
Yeah.
It was just such an awesome moment. And I'll never forget, my dad called me, and after the video came out, just a squalling. Him and Mom were on speakerphone, and they said we knew that God had a calling, and there couldn't have been a better song to even describe what the Lord's doing right now in your life, and for the group. So it's just been a really special song to me personally. And people request it everywhere we go, because it's just such a great, the lyrics, if you really sit down and listen to the lyrics, they're just so powerful.
They are. And so personal. Such a personal song.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we want to stop and play it. It's hard to say what my favorite song is on the album, but this is definitely one of my favorites. It's absolutely gorgeous. Here's the old Dottie Rambo song, "I Just Came to Talk to You, Lord."
Troubles brought but I just came to talk with you, Lord. I have no selfish motive in mind. Just want to thank you for all those other times that I just came to talk with you, Lord. And maybe tomorrow there'll be trouble and sorrow and 1,000 teardrops may fall. But until I face tomorrow's task, I have no special favor to ask. I just came to talk with you, Lord. I just came to talk with you, Lord.
All right, we sure have enjoyed featuring you all week long, every single day. It has been 11th hour week on the morning show, and it's been a whole lot of fun. If our listeners have not gotten this album as of now, well, you're just behind. So we want you to be sure and go out and download it. Hey, they can go to the website and order the actual CD, can't they?
Yes, you can go to 11thhourgg.com. That's 11thhourgg.com, and you can order any of our products. Yeah.
All right, we want them to do that. I know our time is up, but I've always wondered this. Where did the name 11th Hour come from?
It comes from the book of Matthew. We tied into, everybody says, the midnight cry, the midnight hours,
Yeah.
12 o'clock, and that's when the Lord's going to return.
Yeah.
And in the scripture, it says about the 11th hour, there's laborers in the vineyard, and they're standing there, what the scripture says, idle. So basically doing nothing. And when Christ approaches them, he says, why stand you here idle when there's work to be done?
Yeah.
And they said, Father, no one hath called us or told us to go. And immediately his first words is go.
Go.
And that is what we like to tie in, is we're in the 11th hour. And while we're still in the 11th hour, we're to do a work for the Lord until the midnight cry gets here.
That's amazing. And that's exactly what you are doing. We want you to keep doing it. You've got a friend right here on the morning show. I hope you won't forget that.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. We'll talk again soon. We're going to go out with one that's been a big hit for our 11th hour off this album, Bring That Giant Down. Take care.
All right, you too. See ya.
Down in the valley stands a giant of a man and a shepherd boy with a sling in his hand. One comes fighting